Hello, this is Ben119 and welcome back to another video. In this video I'm doing another Twilight Princess HD dungeon design episode. We're doing Dungeon 5, which is Snow Peak Ruins. And this is one of my favourite dungeons. I'd say this is my third or second favourite. I think I'd have to say third. But straight off the bat, there's pose. So, since getting wolf form and being able to turn into wolf when you want, they've added pose to dungeons. So in Snow Peak Ruins there's 3 pose to find. I know in Arbiter's Grounds there's 4. However, in the next 2 dungeons there's only 2 pose, which is weird. There's no pattern to it. It's like there's 3 in one, there's 2 in another, there's like 4 in one. So I'm just looking in this room here. There's no use for this door. It just shows you that there's a chest on the other side, and we'll be able to get to that chest later on. But that's not really important right now. So we're gonna go through this door here, and we have got Yetta. So Yetta, I'm pretty sure her name's Yetta. You meet her on the mountain, and you meet the Yeti. I think you just meet the Yeti on the mountain. He's got a big fish, and she gives you a map, and she wants you to find where that symbol is, where that flag was. She wants us to get there on the map. So we're gonna head there now. I really like this dungeon, like just the way it looks as well, not necessarily just the puzzles and everything, but the layout is really good. It's not huge, you can get lost, but it's not massive. Like you can find your way around quite easily once you've got the dungeon item. But it is still quite puzzly, and you still need to know where you are a lot of the time. Oh yeah, here's Uku, whatever his name is. Yep, that's the 5th time we got him. And now I'm going to go up to that big Yeti and I'm going to get some soup. I'm just going to drink this bug stuff because I don't need it anymore. I was just using that for fishing. Yeah, I do use fishing in Twilight Princess. I actually enjoy it. Thank you very much. For those people who are saying fishing sucks. I don't like Ocarina of Time fishing. I quite like the Twilight Princess fishing though. Right, so we're going to head into this door here. And in this room is the first block puzzle. So what you have to do is you have to get one of the blocks on that switch there. However, when you push the blocks, they slide straight across. You don't just push them across a square at a time. They slide, so you have to think about it before you push them. This first puzzle's a lot easier. There's a second puzzle later on which is a lot harder, where you have 3 blocks and you have to get one on that switch in the middle, and then you have to get another one on that other switch, keeping them both in the same place. So yeah, oh yeah, the physics are a bit dumb on ice. I'm a bit rubbish on ice. But I think this dungeon's really cool. There is one thing I don't like about it that much though. It is good, it works for this dungeon, but if they did it with every dungeon it wouldn't work. But for this dungeon it does work. When you go through the floors, you do like all of the first floor, then you do all of the second floor, then you do all of the third floor. At no point in the first half of the dungeon you go between the second and first floor, you just stay on the first floor the whole time. I think it's good that way because if you're on the second floor there may be ways to land in parts of the first floor from the roof of rooms. I don't know, you can maybe break the dungeon. The Nintendo will probably make it so you couldn't do that, but when you're on the second floor you don't need to worry about falling down because you've explored every room on the first floor at that point, apart from maybe one room. We'll get to that later. This is the main room. The main room's really cool in this dungeon. The main room's outside for one, which is different, and you have to use the wolf a little bit. So there's just some rupees, and there's another chest over there. And in the chest over here, there is a key actually. Oh yeah, there's these wolf enemies. You may have seen these when you were going up Snow Peak Mountain. They're really annoying, but later on they're really easy to kill. This snow is really annoying to walk on as well. As you'll notice, there's ice blocking off the other side of the room, but we're able to get on the other side later and you'll find out why. We're going to go in this chest and there is a small key, so that's cool. I like how you have to get that chest as Wolf Link, and something I was talking about a bit before is I find it weird how some keys are in big chests and some keys are in small chests. Like I think every key should just be in a big or small chest. There you go, unlock the door. The locks are a lot smaller than the doors in this temple, they're not going across the whole door. It's really weird. Oh yeah, this is the first instance of having to fight these ice enemies. I think you can probably use the bow on them or bomb arrows, but I just like to use the sword and spin attack. They're really annoying at this point, but later on they're really easy. And spoiler alert, the item is the ball and chain. Spoiler alert. even though you probably clicked on this video after playing the dungeon. I think if you're watching this series, you've probably played Twilight Princess. But yeah, the ball and chain, you're able to use that on the ice a lot. And I was talking about every room having like a second floor, and you can tell up there's stuff you can do on the second floor. We'll get to that in part 2. Part 1 will be doing all of floor 1, part 2 will be doing all of floor 2 and the boss. So let's kill these ice enemies. You can actually use bomb arrows on these and they're really easy to kill, but I like to just do quick spins because that works for me. I know, I guess it can be frightening when you find a new enemy in a Zelda game, because you have to think on the spot how to kill it, while also worrying that you won't die. But the thing is about Twilight Princess is most enemies don't do much damage to you anyway, so it is quite safe. Plus you'll probably be carrying a potion or a fairy with you if you're in a dungeon for the first time, so it's not that scary. But playing a game like Breath of the Wild is a lot more scary because they deal a lot more damage in that game. Like, you can get hit by something like the Zalfos and it deals several hearts of damage, and in this game it probably only deal like half a heart, or even like a quarter of a heart. Oh yeah, we got a pumpkin. Basically we can use the pumpkin in this soup here, and then once we do that we can talk to the other Yeti and she opens a different door for us to go in. So we're going to drink this soup, and we're going to give it to this guy, and he'll add an extra ingredient to his soup. And if you get the soup, it will recover more hearts this time because there's extra ingredients. Oh yeah, you also noticed we came out in the puzzle room, so I guess that's a nice easy way back here. Because you'll probably just get in there and you'll think, oh, I might as well head back here now because of the pumpkin. Give it to the Yeti. There we go. That potion there, that soup, recovers 4 hearts. There is another ingredient we can add to it later on, and then it will recover 8 hearts. So you go, you speak to her, and she puts another point on the map, and there you go. I think what she's trying to find is the boss key, but every time she puts a point on the map it always leads you to something that's not the boss key. And something weird about the boss key in this temple is it's one of the only boss keys that's actually not in a boss key chest, it's just in a regular big chest, which I find strange. There's more wolves, so I think the best way to kill the wolves is as a wolf. There's another room we can access there. There's a window, as you can see on the right. But you can get through there now, and you can actually get everything in there now, but it's quicker to go in there when we have a ball and chain. It just makes the whole room quicker, but I wish you had to go in there now, and then there was a key to get through that door. I know the key is hidden under the snow. I think it's quite a hidden chest, but my problem with this here is they already put a key on the other side under a chest. Like under snow in a chest, so I think it's a bit silly how they did the same thing on this side. They could have made it so you had to go through that window and do part of that room now and then part of it later. And then you could have learned a bit more about the cannons with these cannonballs. So there's a theme in this dungeon that's used a little bit, and it's cannonballs and cannons. So you'll see some of these doors, and they'll have like these switches, and they should be cannonballs nearby. So what you do is you put in a cannonball, you go on the other side of the door, and you pull the switch, and it comes out on this side, and then you can put it in a cannon. And then you can turn the cannon, put a bomb in that cannon to fire it, and it fires at whatever it fires at. It's a really cool idea. It's a little, I wish it was used a little bit more. But once you get the ball and chain, you still use this idea a lot, which is cool. But I think if you had to go in that window room first, then the game could have taught you a little bit more about how these cannons work, because I think when you're first playing this it might be a bit confusing, like what to do here. I don't know, I figured it out though. I don't know, I just think some people might not figure it out straight away. There you go, we take out this big enemy that's blocking the door, and that's the only way to take him out with the cannonballs. You can take him out with the ball and chain later on, but you don't have the ball and chain yet. I'm actually about to get it in a minute. I feel like you get the dungeon item quite early in this dungeon. Like, both of the parts I recorded are 20 minutes. So it's like I'm not sure if they're both 20 minutes. It's around 40 minutes, the dungeon, if you know the layout. You'll get in everything. You don't really make any major mistakes. And you get the dungeon item about 10 minutes in. I think with every dungeon item you should get it at like the halfway point. But once you do get the ball and chain, the dungeon does open up quite a lot more. I think it's really cool. So this is the mini boss. Now, I've never been a fan of this mini boss. I think it's a really cool idea with what it is. It's cool how we don't know what's underneath that suit of armor. It's probably like this big Lizalfos thing. But every time I claw shot, I can never get to him in time for some reason. I just like to dodge the ball and chain when he throws it, and then run around and then hit him. I think that's the best way to go about it. Like, see when I do this anyway? See, I'm just gonna get hit anyway. It just feels pointless lining it up. I don't know, I just like rushing as well. I like trying to just rush into combat. I'm a bit weird like that. I don't know, I just feel like that way works better for me. Sometimes you claw shot and you get hit by the ball and chain in midair anyway. This is the way I like to do it. I like to just dodge the ball to go towards me, then go behind him. I just wanted to try and show off the casual way of doing it, but yeah, it sucks. I swear in the GameCube and Wii version, you take more damage, because I remember when I played this when I was younger, I used to sometimes die on this mini-boss. Maybe it didn't give you more damage, maybe I just wasn't as good at Twilight Princess back then. Oh yeah, this cutscene glitched out a little bit. Because I killed him right there, he was in front of the camera was basically showing you the ball and chain, but that thing was in the way, so I don't know, it showed that instead. So we need to go through this door here. Oh yeah, we got the ball and chain. I think it's a bit weird how the ball and chain's just lying there. It's not in this chest here. It's cool though. A bit like the Gale Boomerang, the way you get that. It's not in the chest, it just gets, you know, given to you. The monkey had it before. There we go. And in here is Ordon goat cheese. So we can add this to the soup as well. It's really weird how we find this stuff. Like, you'll never get this anywhere else in the game. Weird how it's Ordon stuff. It's like Ordon village from where Link first came from. And Snow Peak is literally on the other side of the map. It's funny how this stuff is even here. Like, why is there just a random pumpkin in a chest in Snow Peak? It's just weird. I don't know. I'm not going to question it too much because it's just a game. Like, yeah, I forgot to say I'm able to access this now, and yeah, we can take out the wolves with the ball and chain. It's really cool. It's just cool because of how annoying they are in the first bit. It's just cool how you can just whack them in one go like that. Satisfying. Let's take out this ice. So we can get to the other side of the room now without having to go around the mansion. And if we head to this chest, I think there's rupees. And now I'm going to go through the open window and do that room now. I think it's really cool because it works as a house as well, like a mansion. Every room's got quite a lot of detail in it as well. Like, it's not just empty rooms with keys and doors and everything. I think it's really good because it actually works as something, not just a dungeon, it actually works as something else. So I find with a lot of dungeons, it's just weird why there's just keys and doors everywhere. Like, even like the water temple, that could have maybe worked as some kind of water machinery thing. The wheels, that could maybe work, but it's still a bit weird why there's keys and everything. I can maybe understand with this temple though being keys, because some doors would be locked in this kind of mansion and you'd need keys to get into certain rooms. So it does kind of make sense. Plus it's an abandoned mansion. And look at all this flooring here. Someone needs to fix this flooring. And it does make sense as well that you fall down really far because this is built on top of a mountain. So it does make sense with there being a big drop there. It's just weird when you go into a dungeon and there's just like a massive drop. Even though what it's built on, there's no drop or anything. I don't know. It's just me. Got a stamp. Oh yeah, stamps can sometimes be in small chests. And over here we're going to get the compass. I'm not sure if I showed off where all the chests were on the compass straight away. Oh yeah, this is pre-recorded, like all of my Twilight Princess videos. Like I was saying, I think it's cool. You notice on the wall there's all these pictures, things. And there's windows and there's decoration. Like in some of the rooms there's like tables and everything. I know there's a good video, I might link it in the description of both these parts. Someone did a video on like what Snow Peak would have been before it was abandoned. There's like an army base or something. But this whole room I'm doing now, I'm pretty sure you can get everything in this room before the ball and chain, but you have to use cannons and cannonballs. Maybe I should have shown that off that way, because it uses the cannons in a clever way. But at the same time, it's just quicker coming back with the ball and chain, and it makes most sense to me, because it just does. There we go. Another little chest back here. There we go. I think it just has, yeah, water bombs. Water bombs in this temple. There's no water in this temple. Why are they giving me water bombs? All I can assume is that my bomb bag was full and my water bomb bag wasn't full, so it filled my water bomb bag. If that's not the case, and it was just giving me water bombs anyway, that's really stupid. Because literally the temple after this doesn't have any water either. And City in the Sky has water in one place, but there's no underwater things. I'm pretty sure there's no underwater rocks from here in the game. Well, that's counting in dungeons, outside the dungeons. Depends what you've done. We're gonna go through here. And now we've got the ball and chain, we can break through this ice on the right. And we're gonna head back to the puzzle room. And we're gonna do the puzzle now. So I'm pretty sure I end this part once I've done everything on the bottom floor. That's leading up to the room that takes you to the second floor. So here we go, we gotta redo this block puzzle now. But this puzzle's a lot harder. It just is. Something I could have done here to speed it up is this block. I could have pushed this block straight forward. The one next to me. Rather than get this block in the right place. I don't know why I did this, my brain just wasn't quite on it. Because I was thinking about other stuff in this dungeon, because I've only replayed all the dungeons once before recording them. So I'm just trying to make sure I've remembered everything in my head. I think at this point in the dungeon, you could do this now, you could do this later. It is one of those things where you can do a few things out of order, and it doesn't matter that much. I like it with dungeons like this. Even though there is a set path you have to take, and you still have to use each key on its own door. I think it's pretty cool how you can just do a few things, like without the game just forcing you, no, you have to do it later, you have to do this later, like you can do this now. If you don't do it now, it's fine, it's just that you have to do it later. I just think it's more convenient to do it now because it's on the way back to the room I want to be in. So, and I get to show off that breaking the ice to get back here as well. So it just works for me. If you don't want to do this now, you could just go a different way. I'm just talking over this puzzle because there's not really much to say about this puzzle. I know they're clever. This second one's cleverer though. The first one was a bit easy, but something I like to do with this puzzle is I like to have both switches activated. I'm not sure. I don't think you need both of them activated, but I like to make them both activated because it's slightly harder than just making one of them activated. Even though I'm never going to use that door again, the one that just locked. Let's push this block. There we go. So both of them are in the right place now, so that's cool. So I'm going to head out, and I'm going to head to the Yeti. And I'm going to have more of his soup, so I can put the cheese in the soup. The Ordon goat cheese. I guess it's a cool idea with having extra ingredients and it heals you more. I don't know, I think when I first played this, I didn't know you could actually put the soup in a bottle. And when I first played it, I didn't really have many bottles. I think I only had 2 bottles because I didn't know how to get the other 2. I know this is a bit off topic. This is not. No, this isn't really a Twilight Princess guide, but in order to get all the bottles, the first one's kind of given to you. The second one, you have to go to the lantern guy and pay him 100 rupees for it. The third bottle, you have to go in the fishing hole and fish in the area where it says no dumping bottles, or like no dumping waste. And if you fish there, you can get a bottle. And the fourth bottle is if you give Giovanni 20 po-souls, he gives you a bottle with Great Fairy Tears. So yes, I think I only knew 2 of them back then. Oh yeah, this room's cool. There's lots of hidden little chests behind these statues. You might not know you can take out these statues with the ball and chain. You might think to do that. If you have the compass and you see there's a chest there, you'll probably think to do that. Oh, there's a Poe in one of these. I guess that's pretty cool. So here we go. I'm not sure why the Poes are random, like the amount there's going to be in each dungeon. I don't know, maybe they were just putting all the Poes because there's going to be 60 in the whole game. And when they got to putting them in the dungeons, they might have had a weird number left. Because they might have planned to put them in the first dungeons as well, then they realised there's no wolf. I don't know, maybe they're going to do 2 in each, but they have to like spread it out a bit more. Because they're only doing 4 dungeons, I suppose. Oh, there's another chest over here. I'm pretty sure this one's a stamp. Yep, another stamp. And in this one, there is some kind of skull enemy. And when he dies, you get 100 rupees. But for some reason, I'm not sure where the 100 rupees went. I actually still don't know to this day. It just fell through the ground. I've never seen this before. I might have to clip this and send it to someone who plays a lot of Twilight Princess to see if this is normal. I don't think it's normal though. But we've done everything in the downstairs area. So I'm going to get the other door unlocked and then I'm going to end the video and record the second part. So the next objective is there on the map, and that is actually where the boss key is. So if you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe if you're new around here. And if you enjoyed part 1, please watch part 2. Goodbye.